always see yourself playing the role that you're playing today as a project manager? Since you said that you did architectural study, then project management masters.
So the project management was a choice which I made. However, the architecture was totally accidental. I had no idea about architecture. I come from a very small town, and their architecture is not really a popular profession or even heard of, if you want to say. So I want to pursue engineering, and I got admission into one of the prestigious colleges in South India. Then just on the first day of college, I got a letter from NIT Nagpur saying that okay, I've been offered admission. You have to report very next day,
Right.
to be able to get an admission. So
Which engineering was this?
I got admission in Manipal.
Which engineering field was this?
That was instrumentation, electrical and instrumentation engineering.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was your first choice.
That was not my first choice, but since you are doing the counselings and those kind of things,
Right.
so basically just to block your seat, I had taken the admission. I was still looking out for okay, what are the other avenues that I may have. So one of which was this one. So they asked me to report very next day so that to be able to take the admission.
Right.
However, I could not make it that day. I reached the day later, but they still gave me the admission. So that is how I landed into architecture. First year of architecture was very tough in the sense I could not make sense of anything.
Right.
It was a totally different because I come from PCM background like physics, chemistry, mathematics,
Yes.
and I was kind of average in my studies. I had always thought of doing engineering and then, having a comfortable life, doing a good job,
Right.
those kind of things. But I landed architecture, and the first year was really difficult because it is a completely different field, and the subjects what you are taught in the first year are completely different. Like you have something called history of architecture,
Okay.
where you study about old buildings in Europe or even pyramids in Egypt, all those kind of things. So I had not really been introduced to these things before I joined architecture. Then you have construction technology,
Right.
that too old style construction like how to make truss, those kind of things. Then designing drawings. I was not very comfortable in the first year. Somehow I scrambled through first year. Then from second year onwards, I was kind of comfortable. Slowly, I gained confidence. I would like to say.
You finished your architecture, I think it's about 5 years.
5 years. Yes.
5 years. After which, what was your journey? So, how did you start in your professional life?
Yes. So even while I was doing architecture. I wanted to gain some practical experience while doing architecture. So I had taken up a part-time job with one of my professors, a brilliant professor. He was very good at his work. So I really liked his work. So I thought probably I should work with him to understand his philosophy of design and to gain some practical knowledge. And he was living on the campus, so I could just go to his house anytime. So I started with him. Unfortunately, he left the job and he came over here to Mumbai to build the airport over here. And you can see what brilliant work he has done. So after that, I joined another company. I kept on doing some part-time job because I always felt that some practical experience is essential, and it will also help me, understand the course better.
Right.
And it will help me build my own self-confidence going forward. So I continue doing some sort of part-time job in the same company until I finished my VR,
Right.
and then from there I went to Delhi to do my architectural internship.
Okay.
That is 6-month internship, mandatory internship that we have to do. So that was there.
Is this the 5th year internship that you did?
5th year, 9th semester of internship that we do. So there I joined in a large, very fairly well-known large architectural firm there. We were around 200 people. So there I got good exposure in terms of how a large-scale project is handled. In terms of we were doing academic projects residential, large scale kind of project like schools, residential schools, or university projects.
Right.
So there I got the international way of working because they were actually based out of India and they had their branch over here.
Okay.
And all the principals were from India, but it was basically a Canadian firm.
Okay.
So they had very set ways of working, standard ways of working. But what I realized through my internship is that if you really want to touch base upon all the aspects of architecture or design or a construction project, probably a large scale firm is not the place to work at. So
Why so? Why would you say that?
because what happens in a large scale firm is they're specialists. Okay, these guys will do design.
Right.
These guys will do construction drawings. These guys will do submission drawings, sanction drawings. So you get kind of slotted into different segments.
So you get limited exposure.
Limited exposure. Whereas when you work in a smaller company, so there are only 4 or 5 people. So everybody has to put their hands on everything or whatever is there. So you get a wider range of experience while working in a smaller firm. So after doing the internship, I realized that although my internship was excellent, I got really good exposure, and all the seniors were really good at their work, and they really mentored me well. But as later on, I shifted to a smaller company after my graduation. So I did work in an architectural company for a couple of years.
Was this in Delhi again?
It was in Delhi again. So we were working on some commercial projects, mixed commercial projects, and through the projects, I realized there were frequent changes. That it aches you up. So in architecture, we say finally, final, those kind of things. So there I realized, probably I need to learn more. I need to learn more in the sense how project is handled. What are the various factors which influence a project's life cycle?
Right.
Like design, why are those happening? So there are commercial aspects,
Right.
there are regulatory aspects, there are market influences as well. This item is not selling. Let's change it to something else.
Right.
So I then decided to pursue a building engineering project management course. So that is how I landed up at SPA Delhi doing my course.
So how long were you with this firm?
I was there for about 1.5 years in total. Yeah. And they did not want me to let go, so they actually made me work through my masters as well. I was doing a full-time course and a full-time job. So I was supposed to at least clock 40 hours in a week, and so I had to keep those records and all that. So then there was they really made it simple for me. They gave me some office hours. You have to be in office for some coordination related stuff, and then some of the work I was able to take up and do. So that is how. So actually, I worked in the firm for around 3.5 years. Dedicatedly, maybe 1.5 years.
Right. So was your masters also in Delhi?
Masters also in Delhi.
Okay.
So School of Planning Architecture.
Okay.
Is one of the well-known colleges. Like we have JJ School of Architecture in Bombay.
Right.
We have School of Planning Architecture. So there are only 2 colleges, and then there is another college called STEP in Ahmedabad. There are 3 very well-known and very old colleges that we have in India.
Right. So this course was maybe around 2 years.
2 years. Master 2 years course.
So what happened after that?
Long story. So after my college, I joined a real estate company. After my master's, I joined a real estate company which was into residential as well as commercial development. So I took care of residential projects. So there were a couple of large residential projects. So I joined them as a senior manager projects. So my role was basically to conceptualize the project, what kind of products we are going to offer, like the product modules like 2 BHK, 3 BHK.
Right.
What exactly is the demand in the market, whether it's affordable, luxury, those kind of things. And also I used to coordinate with the in-house teams. We had separate teams for sales, marketing, the customer relationship, those kind of things. This is the this is basically the conceptualization part. Right? Then coming to the execution part, I used to coordinate with the external consultants for architecture, engineering, MEP part, the civil engineering. I also used to take care of the overall site coordination, all the procurement, tendering, vendor selection, contracts. Right? So I was kind of whole of the project, which I was a kind of interface between the site people, the office people, and also the contractors.
Right.
So I was kind of integrating all of this in whatever capacity I could. I had a great experience, being on the practical side of the project.
Right.
So it really helped me learn a lot through my 2 year stint there.
So you were in the entire life cycle, could we say that?
Sorry?
The entire project life cycle.
Or entire project life cycle. Of course, the project could not be completed in 2 years' time.
Okay.
The structure was kind of 90% complete. That is when I left the job and moved to Bombay to join Spectrum Pharmatech, where I have been since last 9 odd years. So that was a huge switch, joining from a real estate background to a pharma background. So here at Spectrum, the pharmaceutical knowledge is highly respected. Practical pharmaceutical knowledge is highly respected. I came from a non-pharma background, so I had to start from scratch.